Welcome, everybody. Here we are at the start of section 2 of the Yang family long form. So let's begin today by doing section 1. I'm just going to call the moves, not how to do the moves at this point. Prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Into right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. A parent closing up. Cross hands. This is where we'll end and begin section 2, but just to practice, closing. Present your arms parallel, palm up. Put those end caps on and push down like you're pushing a ball through water. All right. How are we feeling? It's been a couple of weeks. You want to do it again? Yeah. Just to get some practice in. It's been a couple of weeks. Let's do it again. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Always good to do the form at different speeds. So we're going to do it a little faster now. Feel those arms swinging and enjoy it. Prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Into right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. This time we will stop and cross hands. Take note, are your knees bent? Do you have a good body shape? Have you not collapsed? Are you springy? Springy like a balloon. Pretty full balloon with that body shape. Nice, nice, looking good. All right, questions? We good? Did a lot of review. How's that right brush knee feeling? Guess
Honestly,
what?
I think it's getting better just doing it this way. So
Okay, good, good. I'm going to suggest, actually, that we do some right, left, that we do a few right brush knees so you can actually see it and so you can get it into your body. And the reason for that is, guess what? The arm movements today include the exact same arm movement as right brush knee. So see, the unpracticed right brush knee somehow gets a little more practice. We're in the second section now and we have some skills, so it may be helpful. So let's actually do that. I'm going to go this way, right? Why am I going this way? Because, and we finished left brush knee, because you'll be able to watch me if you want to watch me, right? And we don't usually get to do that. So I'm going to actually get back a little. Here we go. And we're going to do a right brush knee, left brush knee, and then a right brush knee. We'll just be like doing it like that. If you have more room, prioritize your right brush knees. So your left foot is forward at the moment. You're sort of shoulder to shoulder with me, looking in the same direction as I am. And our left hand is going to rise. And as our left foot turns out, we're in that nice position. It reminds us of rollback, doesn't it? Right along the center line. Our arm, if we go up like this, here we go. We're going to stand on that left foot, swing, step, polish the table as we're coming forward, but then bend that knee and turn square as we strike. Right brush knee, right arm comes up, hands to the center again. Stand on that right foot now, swing, step, polish the table, right hand to your right shoulder, and final turn of that chest in order to throw that right arm out. And if you need more room, grab yourself some more room. Here comes that right brush knee. Right, left hand rising, rotating, you're at the middle. You're still looking at the middle. Now, here we go. Right brush knee, swing, step, polish the table, left hand is at your shoulder, and strike as you bend your knee. How's it feeling? Little reminder there. Okay, good, good. So you want to look at the next move? All right.
Dee Dee,
So, yes.
sorry to slow us down, but
No, you're not going to slow me down. I've got plenty of time.
can you just stand in the middle there and do a left brush knee and right brush knee facing? Because I want to see, I just want to see your chest where.
Perfect.
I just want to observe that.
Perfect. And I am not going to mirror you, okay? This is going to be my right hand. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do a left brush knee and then a right brush knee and then the left brush knee, like it's,
Thank you.
okay. So here we are, my left foot is forward. Here's the right brush knee. Sorry, right brush knee. No, is that right? Yes. Here's the left brush knee. You see how at the end, my chest really turns? Just to call it out, there's a little bit of a turn here, can't avoid it, right? Now I'm going to go stand in the corner. My whole body is turning on that Tai Chi pole, right? My chest is now to the corner. My foot is down, my heel is rooted. As I come through, heel, ball, toe, but I haven't bent my knee much, right? And I haven't turned much. I've turned a little, see, I've turned a little, but mostly it's because I've been coming forward. Then bend knee and turn.
Okay, thanks. That's super helpful.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you.
And we went over the why of all that, right? Just like throwing a ball, you're throwing a strike. And if you really threw a ball, you would throw. You would turn your upper body. So if that's something you do, as a kid, I longed to play baseball. They didn't want to play softball, and I longed to play baseball. So I used to throw with my brother. So for me, that works. One person once told me that they did shot put, and they said, "Oh yeah, we do that in shot put." You know, so if shot put works for you, maybe that works. I think it would go up a little bit. You have to have a really tall person, you know. All right, so that right brush knee, doing okay. Let me show you. So there's this long move. We're going to really just work on the first part of it today because it also lets us work on something that happens a lot during the second section. We do bow steps that aren't to the corner or that are to the corner, and getting that bow step to feeling really natural so you don't have to look at it is going to be really important. So we'll work some more on bow steps today too. But I want to show you, I'll show you the whole thing, but we'll work on the second half next week, which is a lot like Grass the Bird's Tail. So, so here's where we were in cross hands. We were in cross hands, and Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain looks like this. There's a shift to the right and a turn to the right. You come back and then you do this like right brush knee move, but your right foot is stepping around somebody. And then you do this bow step to the corner, only you don't make it to the corner. You're not quite to the corner. See how my feet didn't quite make it when my left foot, that's my left foot, didn't quite make it. So that's the Embrace Tiger. That's what we're working on today. Then this move, what does this look like? This is basically a variation of Grass the Bird's Tail. That's the end of Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain. You get to return to the momentous, right? The momentous Grass the Bird's Tail. So, so let me show you this first part again. I'm going to do it from here, and maybe you'll see it again. So I'm going to shift to the right. Big turn with my feet to the right, almost so that I've turned 90 degrees. Then I'm going to release my right heel. See that? And shift back, because it's very hard to have good balance here. And then I'm going to do this sort of right brush knee. You see that? I'm almost to the corner. This would be the corner bow step. You see that bow step? How do I know it's a bow step? Well, if I keep my heel of my back foot where it is, and I keep my right foot where it is, and I pivot on that back foot, so they're now going the same direction. Can you see that? Okay. And then I don't cheat. I imagine railroad tracks, right? Like we got on the floor, and I bring it back on the railroad tracks. You see shoulder width apart here? Now I almost made it to corner, so it looks like I'm standing in the corner when I look in there. But chances are, when you do it, you may not go that far, because it takes a long time to get comfortable doing that. You may want to just go to this far. I want to encourage you to try to go past the 45 here. If you can only go a little past, go a little past. Go past, but see if you can do that. The way to do that is going to be to keep your weight. So there's going to be a big shift of weight onto your right foot. We're going to go through this in a minute. Then you're going to turn whatever is comfortable. I'm going to not turn as far as I usually do. Then you're going to lift your heel and bend that back leg. Make sure that back leg is bent a little bit. By its being bent, look, it's not. And then you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to step. There's somebody right here. I'm going to explain this in a minute. There's somebody right here. You're going to step around their leg and out towards the corner direction, right? But if you're inside the straight, you've kind of got to be inside the corner a little, but always just worry about that after you put your heel down. Okay? And then you're going to go heel, ball, toe. And you'll be in this bow stance. Sometimes it's going to look a little a little funny, but again, you're going to bring this here, bring this in here. It's going to be a bow step. When you look down at yourself, sometimes it's going to look like this. It's going to look like this because you haven't really changed your direction. You know, your mental orientation hasn't changed, right? You see how how that can be. So anyway, so don't worry about that. So that's Embrace Tiger. So what's going on in Embrace Tiger? I want you to imagine that somebody walks up behind me and is going to grab me on the shoulders. You got that? They're right there. They're right there. They're right and left foot. It's right there, right? And here I am, I'm in trouble, right? Right. Well, I can't just, I need to turn around. I need to turn around in such a way that I keep my balance, but then I can get a foot behind their foot. So I want you to imagine where that their back foot is, their left foot is, right? I want you to imagine where their left foot is. I'm going to step around it. I tell you, if you think of that, your feet will end up in the right place. Okay? Truly, 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 truly. Then when I do this brush knee, what's going to happen? It's not a brush knee, right? It's Embrace Tiger. Well, here I am stepping behind them, right? Right? Then I'm going to come over. Their body is right there. When I go like this, they're falling over my leg. You got that? So we think of it as like a brush knee. And this is stylized. This left hand is stylized because it's just easier and prettier to do the form that way. But you know, if you were really doing it and you stepped around, you would probably cross this way, right in front of your body to get them, or put your hand here, right? Because they're going to try to hit you or something, right? So you see what's going on? So let's look at the footwork. Actually, you know what? Let's sketch it together first, just so you can sketch it. Okay, I'm going to suggest we do it from this direction. Let's do it in a couple directions. So we're here. I'm going to go like this. We're here. We're shifting to the right. We're turning to the right. Past the left foot, past the diagonal, but not quite straight. Then release that, shift your weight back. Can you balance? Can you balance? As you shift your weight back, your right elbow stays where it is, but your hands start to separate. We'll go into that. Then right hand comes over, swing step, and I come back, foot comes back and around. And like a right brush knee. So let's do that again. Just sketching it. We're moving to the right. We're pivoting, closing that left foot in, shifting back, releasing that right foot. It steps around. Here's the swing step, polish the table, strike. Now we're going to break it all down, okay?
Dee Dee,
All right, yes.
Sorry, when you finish when you're completely done with a move, what o'clock are you, is your,
It's all going to depend. Okay, so I'm going to tell you. So normally, yes. So for those of you who are new, this is 12 o'clock. I'm walking towards 12 o'clock. And then it's like a clock, an old-fashioned clock, because most of us are digital these days. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So that's Erlin's question. So when we actually do this move, let's be here, maybe. Okay, be here. We actually do this move. We're going to shift to the right and we're going to turn past 130, but we won't make it to 3 with that back foot. So we're someplace between 130 and 3. Then we release the right foot. We step back and around into a bow step. This is why you have to start to get a feel for a bow step. It's now going to be, because you were not quite 3 o'clock, you're not quite going to be 4:30. You're going to be stepping out at like 4 or something like that. And this is a really good example about how your feet, like from this direction, do you see how they don't look like one's in front of each other? But they are, because my direction is really this way. Okay, so they're actually really far back. Did that help, Erlin?
it did, and I'm assuming the extended arm is reaching to 430 as well.
It's reaching wherever, it's reaching wherever your front foot is.
Right, okay.
Okay, so each person is going to end up in some sort of different spot. Somebody's going to end up here. Somebody's going to end up here. Somebody's going to have a really hard time getting there, and they're going to look like this. If you absolutely look like you're going this direction, sheet and put your toe out a little bit. All right. It won't really be a bow step, because look what happens. When I turn this to go with this one, and I bring the foot back and I don't sheet, I lose my shoulder width apart. So, but it needs to not look like it's straight towards, towards 6. Make sense? You got it. Okay, good. All right, let's try the footwork from a variety of directions, just so we can kind of get that footwork. So I'm going to suggest, you turn your backs to me, and then we'll start there, and then the next ones will be easier, okay? So if you turn your back to me and follow my call, you're going to shift to the right, just about all your weight. Be aware of your back, your back heel, your left heel. Then you're going to pivot on that heel as you turn your body. You're going to keep your knees bent. You're going to shift your weight back and raise your right heel. Step around somebody and off to the corner into a bow step. Now we're just going to do that, and we're going to now move, right? Here we go. We're going to do it from here. This will be easier for you to see. Shift right, pivot, go as far as you can. Start to shift back and immediately Keep the weight off of your front foot going from the heel first. Okay? Balance. Step around the other foot and out. And if you aren't just straight here, 12 o'clock, you're going to be inside the diagonal here. Heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Let's do it from that direction again, because that's the easiest for you to see. We're going to shift to the right, pivot, turn, close to 90 degrees, shift back, lift that foot, step back and around and out, root, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Let's check ourselves. What do? Keep your heels where they are. The right foot is where it is. Give it a little more weight. Keep the heel of the back foot. Turn until your toes point in the same direction. Make yourself railroad tracks. Now bend your back foot, your back knee, and bring your foot back on the railroad tracks. Do you have shoulder width apart? This is how at home, when you're practicing, you can check. We good? Let's do the footwork one more time, a little faster. From here. Shift to the right, pivot, shift back, release, step around, out, heel, ball, toe, bend knee, back foot straight, back leg straight. Oh, come on, let's do it 2 more times. Practice is good. Here we are. Shift to the right, pivoting on that left heel. Shift back, release the front foot, step around, out to the corner, and stepping forward. Any questions about the footwork? All right, now we're going to do it in the correct direction, because ultimately we're going to be here, right? So what's this footwork really look like? You're going to be turning away from me. We're going to shift to the right. We're going to turn close to 90 degrees, but not make it. Shift back, release that right foot, step around that other person's leg and out, root, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. All right. We got it? Okay, great. All right, so what are the arms doing? All right, I'm gonna get close to you. The right arm, left arm, right? I just want you to see what they're doing. It's the beginning, right? So you start like this, and then you've turned, right? So you turn and your arms don't move during that first turn. When your weight starts to go back, the right arm does something interesting. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this arm for a minute. Remember this point and this elbow. Watch how this elbow doesn't move much at all. My arm's gonna rotate a little bit, but look, these 2 points, it's just mostly opening up. Do you see that? And there's a little rotation. Let's just show you. We do it this way so you can kind of see. Do you see? It's like I'm kind of going palm up a little bit, right? So here we go. I'm going to go like this, and this other hand is going to make room, but it's going to go right along this point. It's not going to lift. It's not going to anything. It's going to go right along this point. Then this point, don't move this elbow. This point is going to come up, and watch my hand when it does. it's going to start, how do I explain that? See, starts to like sit a little bit. So if you think of this as being strong, it'll work, right? You're gonna, so you were like this, you're going to open up and then come over. I want you to think of this as coming over the top, over. And what I want you to think of this point and this point connected by like a piston. And that's going to power your other arm. The same thing kind of happens in right brush knee and left brush knee often. So here we go. Open that arm. They're separated. See that? They're separated. Then this arm's coming over and sort of pushing the other arm away, down and away, right? That swing, it's sort of, I don't know, there's like an invisible thing there that powers that swing, right? Because what's happening here is you're potentially parrying. You know, you're turning and you're parrying and you're catching somebody's arm and turning away from it, right? So that's a lot of what's happening. Mariel, if you have a question. No, you're just looking. Got it. Okay, so we're going to look at it here, right? So here we are, and we've like turned, and as we're going back, that's a natural time for this separation to occur. You kind of feel like you're going a little palm up, you make some room, and then it's just like a brush knee. So I'm going to show you what this looks like from here, but I realize that this is where you turn away, right? So I come like this. See how that's like a brush knee? All right, so this right hand. So if we want to, if you want to high five me, I might be able to do it with my, so you were like this, right? So you're like the, if you were like that, that's right, that's your right hand. I'm using my left hand, got it, right? It's kind of like it opens out, right? And then this point here is going to come over, and it's strong. It's got your whole body in it. This is where the point of connection is going to be with somebody else. Okay. So the only way to really get this is to sort of practice it and not worry too much about it, right? So let's do it from, I'm going to come closer to you. Let's do it from here. So we're going to shift to the right, turn. This is the moment you're shifting back. The left hand is coming out. Stepping around and polish the table and strike. Looking good. Okay, we're going to do it from, this is really hard to find the right angles. All right, we're going to do it from several directions. From here, which is the direction we'll actually be doing it in, because you may be able to see something else. We're going to shift to the right, turn to the right. Yeah, this will be a good angle for you, I think. Here's this, you're going back. See how Your palm is up a little bit. Then your arm comes over as you're stepping out. So there's this moment when you have swung your arms, your back hand, just like in a brush knee, is palm down. I mean, your right hand is palm down, pointing towards your middle forearm, and your back arm has swung and is pushing out. Then polish the table as you're coming forward and strike. I mean, that's the call for brush knee. In this particular case, it wouldn't be very accurate, right? Questions about those coordinations? All right, we're going to try sketching it from a variety of directions and see how people feel. You may end up with more questions. Okay, because this is our assignment for today. So we're going to do it from this direction, starting. I'm going to remind you that your knees are bent however they are usually bent, whatever your height is, they're bent. Right arm is on the outside. And Nancy Lucero used to come by to us in class. She'd grab where our arms are crossed, and your arms are crossed not at your wrists and not at your middle forearm. They are crossed between those points. And your palms are opposite your shoulders, okay? She would come and she'd like pull us so that we'd feel that pull across our back. So this is the position that you should be in, always feeling that gentle pull and point of connection across your back. You're shifting to the right, then pivoting and turning pretty much as far as you can without losing your balance. Now, as you come back, what happens? Your left hand is slipping out and your right hand sort of going palm up. That elbow doesn't move very much. Then your right hand comes over as you step around and pushes down so that it's a swing step with your left hand, and the right hand has had this parry opportunity. Then polish the table with your right hand, heel ball toe with your right foot, and bend knee, that final turn of our torso as we strike. From this direction, one more time. Good cross hands position. Shifting our weight entirely to the right, hands don't move. Pivoting, hands don't move. Shifting back, hands separate. And right hand over the top, pushes down, polish the table, strike. One more time from this direction. Shifting to the right, turning to the right. All of our weight back, swing, step, polish the table, strike. How are we feeling? Yeah? Good. All right. So let's do it from another direction. Just feel it in your body. This direction could challenge a little bit. Shift to the right, turn to the right. All our weight coming back, releasing that right foot, swing, step, polish the table, strike. Nice. See, I got to see you that time. And you got to work on what was in your head. Looks good. All right. Any questions? No. Erlyn.
All right, so just the little, when the elbow comes over. So the difference being between the regular brush knee and this move is that whereas brush knee is kind of like putting a lid on it, this is more of a parry with the force here. Is that the difference between that?
Actually, I want you to watch this one. Watch my right hand. You see how I've now, you see how it looks like this? Now, imagine this point and this point. Do you see how they could almost be connected with a piston?
So it's the same.
It's getting into it is different because you have to do this to get into it. And then you have to come over to get that point. But then at this point, it's the same.
Okay, thank
Because
you.
what you would be doing is potentially catching somebody. And that's why this hand is looking, you know, not looking like this anymore, right? Here, it looked like this, right? But when it starts doing something with this point, it's gonna always have a different curve. Isn't that tricky? All these little things that are inherent in the form. Yeah. All right. So we need to do this move in context. Okay. So we started a little later than normal today because we had some conversation at the beginning. I'm going to maybe keep you for an extra minute or two. Let's start at the end of parry, block, and punch. So left foot is forward. We're in a left bow step. We've punched. Our left hand is opposite that point we've been talking about on our right hand. We're really settled and grounded. We're going to do a parent closing up. We're going to a little turn to the left. Our arm extends. There's rotations. They cross. We come back. While we're back, we rotate and we push forward. Cross hands, shifting back and chopping to the corner. Shifting our weight left, bringing our right foot in, those arms cross. Miraculously, that right arm is further from your body. And embrace tiger. Shift to the right. Pivot on that left foot. Shift your weight back. Arms circle. Step around the person and into that bow step to the not quite corner. Shifting forward as you polish the table and strike, turn your upper body. Let's do that one more time. From the end of parry, block, and punch. A parent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace tiger. All right. Folks look like they're in the right direction. Any final questions? All right. So it's actually embrace tiger, return to mountain. So next time we get to return to the mountain, which is going to take us into variations of grasp the bird's tail. Okay. So that's where we are. All right, let's close class. Welcome to section 2, everyone. Well done. Thank you.